Before I get into this list, if you are new here, smash that subscribe button right now. Because the stuff we talk about on this channel is exactly what your financial advisor is not telling you. And this video is proof of that. Now let's get into it. Some Australians wake up every single morning with money sitting in their account that they earned while they slept. Not from crypto. Not from the stock market. Not from some dodgy get-rich-quick scheme. From boring, simple, unglamorous businesses that almost nobody considers a real business until they see the numbers. I am going to walk you through the 20 most overlooked low-maintenance businesses that actually work in Australia right now. Some of these are going to sting a bit because you have probably driven past one today without realizing it was someone's passive income machine. And make sure you stick around for number 1, because it is the pattern that connects every single business on this list. It is the one thing that separates the Australians quietly building wealth from the ones still waiting for their big idea. Here we go. Business 20. Commercial window cleaning. You see them dangling off the sides of office buildings in the CBD. You think no thanks, mate, but here is what you are missing. Commercial window cleaning contracts with hospitals, office towers and government buildings in Australia pay between $500 and $1,200 per day. And smart operators do not clean windows themselves. They hire crews, lock in annual contracts that renew every January, and keep the margin. One operator running 3 two-person crews focused only on commercial buildings in Brisbane can bill over $300,000 a year without ever going up a ladder. The barrier is not the heights. It is that everyone assumes this is a job, not a business. Business 19. Pressure washing. Every shopping centre car park, every strata building, every restaurant facade in Australia needs to be kept clean, not occasionally, on contract. Smart operators in Melbourne and Sydney are locking in body corporate and commercial property annual contracts worth $80,000 to $150,000 a year, with a ute, a pressure washer, and a phone. No staff needed early on. No inventory. Just recurring contracts that pay whether you feel like working or not. Business 18. Wheelie bin cleaning. Here is the one that is going to get the most comments. Australia's solid waste collection sector is worth $7.3 billion a year. And every single suburban home has a wheelie bin that gets used 52 times a year and almost never cleaned. An operator in Perth has been running a dedicated wheelie bin cleaning route since 2014. The machine arrives on the same day as the council truck, cleans inside and out in under 2 minutes per bin, and the customer pays a monthly subscription. It is the smelliest business on this list. Which is exactly why almost nobody does it. And exactly why whoever does it in your suburb has it entirely to themselves. Business 17. Vending machines. Modern Australian vending machines accept tap and go, have screens, and can be monitored from your phone without physically visiting the location. A well-placed machine in a gym, office building, or factory can generate between $400 and $1,200 per month in pure profit. One operator in Sydney built a route of 50 machines and, according to industry reports, has not personally restocked a single one in years. He has a contracted restocking service. What you are really buying when you install a vending machine is permission to earn money from a corner that was generating nothing before you got there. Business 16. Skip bin hire. Australia's skip bin rental industry is worth $2.6 billion in 2026. There are only 1,158 businesses operating in the entire country. Every renovation, every construction site, every deceased estate clearance needs one. A Sydney operator manages 200 bins with just 3 trucks and generates $900,000 a year. The bins do the work. You just coordinate the logistics. And construction activity across Australia is not slowing down anytime soon. Business 15. Bookkeeping for tradies and small businesses. Every tradie in Australia, every plumber, every sparky, every tiler has to keep their books in order for the arto. Most of them hate doing it. A solo bookkeeper with 10 tradie clients paying $800 a month each is earning $96,000 a year from their laptop. The global accounting services market is projected to grow from $682 billion in 2025 to $986 billion by 2032. And in Australia, the introduction of Payday Super from July 2026 means compliance needs for small businesses are only getting more complex, which means the demand for basic bookkeeping is only going up. Business 14. Residential and commercial cleaning. The Australian commercial cleaning market is worth $12.8 billion in 2026. A solo operator with 5 recurring weekly clients can generate between $5,000 and $8,000 a month. Scale to a 4-person crew, and that number jumps to $25,000 to $40,000 a month with margins between 20% and 30%. An entrepreneur in Melbourne built a fleet of 3 trucks focused exclusively on a niche nobody else wanted: restaurant kitchen exhaust cleaning, and built a $250,000 annual revenue stream from a single suburban postcode. The secret is never the cleaning, it is the recurring contract. Business 13. Pest control. Cockroaches do not care about interest rates. Rodents do not care about inflation. And every restaurant, every strata building, every food business in Australia has to pass health inspections. The global pest control market is projected to reach $34 billion by 2030. Once you sign a monthly maintenance contract with a restaurant or apartment complex, it renews automatically because no business wants to risk a health department visit. You go from selling a service to owning a revenue stream. Business 12. Pool maintenance. Australia has one of the highest rates of residential pool ownership in the world. In a country with this climate, pool maintenance is not a luxury, it is a legal requirement in most states. Monthly contracts, chemical sales, and repair work create multiple revenue streams from a single customer. A pool maintenance operator with 60 residential clients on monthly contracts in Queensland is earning quietly while everyone else is looking for a business idea. Business 11. Self-storage facilities. The Australian self-storage market is growing steadily. New apartments are smaller, people have more stuff, and a growing segment of small e-commerce sellers are using storage units as makeshift warehouses for their inventory. Storage facilities sell the solution to a problem modern Australian life manufactures on its own. Once the unit is rented, the income is almost completely passive. You do not service the customer. You just keep the lights on. Business 10. EV charging station installation. An electrician who specialises in EV charging station installation in Australia can charge rates above $250 per hour compared to standard electrical rates. Australia sold over 100,000 battery electric vehicles in 2025, and the charging infrastructure is running 40% behind demand. Every one of those vehicle owners needs a home charger installed. Whoever becomes the go-to-EV Sparky in their suburb right now will be booked solid for the next 5 years. The trade is the same. The specialisation is worth more. Business 9. Mortgage broking trail books. A mortgage broker in Australia earns an upfront commission when they write a loan and then earns a trail commission every single month for the life of that loan. An established trail book generates between $75,000 and $450,000 per year in essentially passive income with an existing client base. The money comes in whether the broker works that month or not. This is recurring revenue from an asset that compounds as the client base grows. It is one of the most underrated passive income vehicles in the entire Australian financial industry. Business 8. Property management. A property manager in Australia earns between 7 and 10% of rental income plus fees for lease renewals, inspections, and maintenance coordination. One Brisbane operator built a portfolio of 200 properties in 3 years that is a steady six-figure income from other people's properties. The Australian rental market remains tight. Vacancy rates in most capital cities are still near historic lows. That means more landlords needing managers and fewer properties sitting empty. Property management is one of the few businesses that gets more valuable as the rental market gets more competitive. Business 7. NDIS Service Provision. The National Disability Insurance Scheme is one of the largest government-funded programs in Australian history. NG support services including personal care, transport, community access and therapy support are funded directly by the government on behalf of participants. An NDIS provider with 10 participants on regular support plans has a government-backed recurring revenue base that does not dry up in a slow economy. Over 22% of Australians will be aged 65 or older by 2026. Demand for disability and aged care support is only going in one direction. Business 6. Solar panel cleaning and maintenance. Australia has 4.15 million solar panel installations. Unmaintained panels lose up to 25% of their efficiency. A mobile operator offering efficiency audits and regular cleaning contracts to residential and commercial solar owners generates strong recurring revenue in the country with the highest solar adoption rate in the world. Every suburb in Australia is a potential route, and most solar owners have no idea their panels are underperforming because nobody has offered to clean them. Business 5. Tradie, compliance and admin services. Australia's construction sector added over 10,000 businesses last year. With Payday Super requirements starting July 2026, building and construction tradies are now outsourcing payroll, compliance, and business admin to avoid the cost of a full-time hire. A solo operator offering fractional business admin services to 5 tradie clients paying $1,500 a month is earning $90,000 a year from a laptop at the kitchen table. The tradies keep doing what they are good at. You keep the paperwork off their plate. Business 4. Commercial kitchen plumbing. A plumber in Perth built a 7-figure business by focusing exclusively on commercial kitchen maintenance for restaurants. Why? Because a restaurant cannot wait a week for a pipe. They need it fixed tonight or they cannot open tomorrow. Emergency rates. Premium contracts. No competing on price. When you are irreplaceable to a specific client in an emergency, you stop competing on price forever. Business 3. Buying an existing business instead of starting from scratch. This one is different from every other entry on the list. It is not about which business to run. It is about how to get into one. Most Australians assume the only way to own a business is to start from zero. But buying a business that already works, a cleaning company, a pest control run, a bookkeeping client list eliminates the biggest risk of any new venture, the period where you do not know if it is going to work. Businesses with recurring revenue in Australia typically sell for 3 to 5 times their annual income. You are not buying a bet. You are buying cash flow that already exists. Business 2. Franchise service businesses. An established service franchise in Australia, think commercial cleaning, lawn care, pool maintenance, pest control, comes with a proven system, a recognisable brand, and an existing playbook of what works. The average annual revenue of an Australian service franchise is over $1 million. What you are buying when you buy a franchise is not the logo. It is the instruction manual. Someone else already made the mistakes and worked out what works. You just execute the system. And Business 1. Any business with recurring revenue. This is not a specific business. It is the principle that every single entry on this list has in common. And it is the one thing that separates the Australians quietly building real wealth from the ones still searching for the perfect idea. If you sell something once, you earn once. If you rent something, or lock in a monthly contract, or build a client base that pays you automatically every fortnight, you earn every month without convincing anyone again. The laundromat, the storage unit, the pest control contract, the bookkeeping client, the trail book, the pool run. They all share the same invisible structure. The customer pays, leaves, and comes back to pay again next month without you having to do a single thing to win them back. That is how Australians are quietly building wealth right now. Not with brilliant ideas, with boring ones. Executed consistently. On recurring terms. The next time you look at a business idea from this list or anywhere else, ask yourself one question first. Does it pay me once, or does it pay me every month? That single question immediately removes 90% of the ideas most people chase and leaves you with the ones that actually build long-term wealth. If this opened your eyes to something you had never considered, subscribe to Money Made Australia right now. We put out honest, practical money content for everyday Australians every single week. And comment below with a boring business from this list that surprised you the most, because I reckon the answers are going to be very different.